Morning here, my name is Osato Jagede, and today we'll be teaching on an exciting topic, which is where did Cain got his wife from. So many commentators have dwelled on these particular topics, and if we are not very careful, we might be discrediting the Bible. And the word of God said in this wise, let every man be a liar, and let God be true. The word of God is true at all times. In John chapter 1 verse 1, we were made to understand that everything that was created and exists were created by Jesus. And what does the word of God says? God created Adam and Eve, from whom the whole world today is populated. It was through this same Adam that Satan, sin, found his way into the life of humans. So, if you go to Genesis chapter 4 verse 16, it made us to understand that upon killing Abel, Cain fled away from the presence of God and took his wife. He knew his wife. It means when he knew his wife got pregnant and began to have families and build cities. So that woman, where did she come from? Although the Bible did not expressly give us a vivid explanation of who Cain's wife was, but we can draw influence from the foundation that God laid for us in the life of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then we'll be able to draw our conclusion. If you go to Genesis chapter 20, precisely verse 12, Abraham made an emphatic statement. He said, "But indeed, she is truly my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife." It means Sarah happens to be Abraham's half sister, and Abraham took Sarah for wife. That does not mean that as at the time that Abraham took Sarah, that there are no other women Abraham could have married. But if you looked at it, this topic, like the Old Testament is concealed. Sorry, the New Testament is concealed in the Old Testament, while the Old Testament is revealed in the New Testament. So as we move on in this journey of Bible teaching, you will discover a lot of things. Some answers are found in the New Testament. Abraham had to take Sarah because these were the people of faith. Abraham could not have been able to marry somebody who don't acknowledge God nor have the faith of Jesus. But Abraham had the faith of Jesus, so do Sarah. And that's why Abraham had to marry Sarah. If you go to Genesis 24, we turn to Genesis 24, verse 3, it says, "And I will make you swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that you will not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell." This is also the exact reason why Abraham had to marry Sarah. Then we go to verse 5. Let's read verse 4. He said, "But you shall go to my country and to my family and take a wife for my son Isaac." Eliezer, which happened to be the head of Abraham's household, had to go back to Abraham's family in Mesopotamia to get a wife for what? Isaac. So Isaac literally married his cousin. which is Rebecca. And similar thing played out in the life of Jacob. Even though Rebecca had two twins, Esau and Jacob, the struggles and the challenges between the two child, eventually Jacob ran away. If you go to Genesis 29, Genesis 29 verse 5, he said, and Jacob said to them, my brethren, where are you from? And they said, we are from Haran. Then he said to them, do you know Laban, the son of Nahor? And they said, we know him. So he said to them, is he well? And they said, he is well. And look, his daughter Rachel is coming with his sheep. Then he said, look, is it still high day? Is it not time for the cattle to be gathered together, watered the sheep, and go and feed them? But when they said, we cannot until all the flocks are gathered together, that they have rolled the stone from the well mouth, then we water the sheep. Then if you paraphrase to verse, let's say 9, it said, and while he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was a shepherdess. And it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flocks of Laban, his mother's brother. So it tells you that Jacob also married Rachel. So Rachel also happens to be Jacob's cousin. So in conclusion, in order not to bore us, we can as well say that Cain married his own sister. It could either be one of his eldest sister or one of the youngest sister. The Bible did not give us account of Adam having female daughters, and God knows why he had concealed such information, because everything exists for his own pleasure. But with this foundation that has been exposed to us, we can conclude that the wife that Cain marries is his own sister. So I'd like to hear your comment and what you think about this. So stay tuned for our next topic. Until then, remain blessed. Thank you.